Welcome to our second episode of our four-part series designed to help you reimagine the future of your team's offsites, to help you look at this remote culture that we currently exist in. I'm Keely Antonio, CEO and co-founder of FeelSwell Experiences, where we specialize in crafting transformative, nature-focused retreats that blend adventure, strategic planning, and team connection. And as someone who has led teams, from everything from a serene forest getaway to beautiful mountaintops, I've seen firsthand the powerful impact that nature can have on team dynamics. I've also been a Gen Z employee who has been forced to leave my role because I felt completely overwhelmed and burnt out in the remote work culture. So I get it. I'm going to speak to every angle and we're going to talk about it today. So I'm going to talk about why in this episode, your next offsite should be in nature. In honor, I'm going to sit outside today. You may hear some noises from around, but that's what being in nature is about, right? We get to hear, we get to be out in the world. And I'm also going to back all of this with compelling stats and unforgettable real world examples about why your next offsite should be in nature. So whether you're a CEO, a COO, a CHRO, you know the importance of high performing teams. And I'm going to show you why nature could be the key to unlocking your team's full potential. Nature is something that we can do, we can use, it's free, and it also has so many amazing benefits. And I want to share those with you because we don't realize how we can use them to our advantage, especially when it comes to being productive, creative, and getting our teams to connect in really exciting ways. So we're going to explore the science behind nature's impact on team performance, like I said, and well-being. That's something that I want to hone in on as well. And I'm going to share some eye-opening stats about the benefits of nature for teams and give you this inside look of one of our remarkable offsite experiences that we created. And that was a 4-day cruise to Bermuda where we got to take leaders on top of a helicopter pad, surrounded by the endless ocean if you've ever been on a cruise. And you just watched as they disconnected, they recharged, they reconnected with purpose and meaning. And you're going to discover why nature isn't just a nice backdrop to have, but it's really crucial for a team retreat. It's an element that can transform your team's performance. So let's get into it. Whether it's a mountaintop campout, a glamping next to a national park, or staying in renovated airstreams next to, the beautiful Grand Canyon, you'll see how off the beaten path experiences can really be a game changer. So here's a couple of different stats that I want to dive into. Let's talk about creativity, stress, and team cohesion. So number one, teams that spend time in nature, they show a 50% increase in problem solving and creativity compared to those who stay in traditional office environments. And sometimes we're remote, we're hybrid, and this can mean that many Gen Z and millennials from our research are doing this work from their childhood bedrooms. People, when I say that, they're mind blown and they go, oh my gosh, you're right. I gotta tell you, if I'm doing work in a childhood bedroom, that is no place to be creative, right? That is no place for me to feel like I can problem solve in a way. It may just bring back old memories, right? So we have to look at the different environments that we can put ourselves in to be creative so that we can grow, so that we can be cutting edge, and have these innovative strategies. Reduction in stress. Okay, just in 20 minutes, 20 minutes. So I want you to even try this for yourself. Maybe you go outside for 20 minutes today and you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and you see how you feel. But just in 20 minutes in a natural setting, it can reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, by 30%, leading to more focused and relaxed team members. So let's just say that we take your team outside and they're not only connecting, but they're reducing stress at the same time. That's why I love it. It's like a double whammy. We're getting people together intentionally, but we're also helping them with their well-being. Improve team cohesion. Teams that participate in nature-based activities report a 25% improvement in trust and communication compared to indoor team building exercises. Now, we did our research, and one of the things that we heard that people hate the most is escape rooms, right? They're like, oh my gosh, like I've been inside all day in the office or at home or wherever, and I'm meeting up to go to this escape room and I'm inside again. And Americans actually spend 90% of their lives indoors. So this is actually really interesting And this stat, this 25% improvement in trust and communication compared to indoor team building, it just shows that when you get people out of their environments and into something where there's more freedom, there's more space, you have more trust, you let your wall down a bit. Isn't it funny when we get outside the walls, we let our walls down? I've been thinking about that a lot. Let me tell you, one of the experiences that we created and we were, building into this wellness experience was this 4-day cruise to Bermuda. It left out of New Jersey and it went all the way to Bermuda. And it was a group of leaders, and for them to be in this environment where they could truly disconnect from the daily grind was unbelievable. I mean, imagine, like I was sharing before, all of these leaders, there's about 60 of them. They're standing on top of this helicopter pad with us. And this vast ocean is surrounding you with no distractions, just the sea breeze, the sound of the waves. Like, the weather is perfect. And during this experience, participants reported a 40% increase in mental clarity and a 35% boost in feeling like they could take the team skills and strategies back to their team and implement them by the end of the trip. So it was the retaining of information, it was the skill building, and then also giving them the clarity to just be free to think about new things that maybe they hadn't thought about before. And it wasn't just the destination, because we were on a cruise, right? We were on a journey. It was really about creating that space where they could think freely, they could reconnect with their purpose and strengthen bonds with other leaders around them. So at FeelSwell Experience, like, we really believe that nature has this unparalleled ability to inspire, to rejuvenate, and connect people. Whether it's the thrill of, let's just say that your team's very adventurous and they want to be dropped off in a helicopter on top of a remote mountain and camp out overnight. Whether it's that, right, or the serenity of glamping under the stars in a national, next to a national park, or the unique experience of staying in this really cool renovated Airstream where it's elevated and, you got all the things that you need to feel comfortable with stunning natural views. Maybe there's a river running behind. We create these offsites that are not just retreats, but they're transformative experiences for folks. And they really get to dive into them. So these aren't just cookie cutter events that we host. They're custom made adventures designed to push your team out of their comfort zone and really into a space where real growth happens. And that combination of nature's beauty and our carefully curated experiences ensure that your team returns not just refreshed, but more connected and ready to tackle the challenges. Because I think that is what we've seen has been missed so much, is that teams go on these experiences, but when they go on these experiences, there's not strategic initiatives that lead to real outcomes. It's alcohol is the main focus. They're sharing rooms, they're uncomfortable, like all these different things that can be barriers that we're breaking down and showing and giving CEOs, CHROs, and COOs the tools to go, hey, you don't have to do this. You can also be involved in your retreat. We handle everything A to Z. But really, let's come up with a strategy so that you really hit the outcome at the end of this event and you know what you're walking away with. So I have something for you. If you're ready to take your team's performance to the next level, it's really time to think outside the boardroom and into the wild and do something different. It's now 2024, right? We're going to head into 2025 soon. I have an upcoming webinar. It's free. Maximize ROI: How Strategic Offsites Drive Performance and Profitability in 2025. And I'm going to dive a lot deeper into how these nature-based experiences can be the turning point for your company. So click the link in the show notes, reserve your spot, make sure you register, and we're going to start planning an offsite and showing you the behind the scenes that will not only impress you, but will profoundly impact your team and how that can really make a difference for you. So don't miss this. Nature's calling, and so is the future of your team. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode.